Sit back, relax. You are about to watch a Peter Gregg video. Something warm, human, and wonderful happens when you watch Peter Gregg.
All right, we're doing a test run with the Sony A7R Mark III or A7R3, depending on what planet you're from. Now, I just did a walkabout in the backyard with the Panasonic GH5. And I need to put the Olympus lens back on it because this is the studio lens that I use in the Christmas room. We have a Christmas room here in Miami and it stays up 24/7 all the time. Oh, I never noticed that on that lens. See, you learn something. Open your eyes and look, Peter. So this is what we've got going on, and one of the advantages of having a lapel mic is that I can walk around the room. So for instance, if I wanted to talk to you about this GH5 and what we just did, I'm going to come over here, not even going to bring the phone because my confidence level is high that the Sony A7R3 is going to actually continue to follow me, as well as the Canon dual pixel focus, because I've done this test before and it worked out very well. I'm just tightening on the thing that attaches to the tripod and making sure it's on nice and tight and not crooked, because that's what my problem was to begin with. It was crooked. So this is this A7R Mark III, and this is me walking around the room. This is the first test I was waiting to do with this camera. I just could not wait to do it. I didn't even change my shirt from the walk around in the backyard. All I did was put the GH5 down. I just changed the lens, and lo and behold, I put the Sony up there, and now, where's that Jingles? I wanted to say hi to Jingles. I want to say hi to Jingles. Where is my Jingles? Ah, here he is. There's my Jingles. I knew he was going to come and say hello to me. So how you doing? What's up? What you doing? You see I'm using a new Sony camera? You see that? It's up there on the tripod. I know, we can't see it. It's like in a dark spot right up against the wall. If I needed to go out, let me get that green thing off of you. If I needed to go back farther, I'd have to take the wall out. In order to get farther back, I'd have to get knock out the wall. So then you'd be outside. So this is what it looks like. I can see it here on my phone because it's got the Wi-Fi. It actually connects up easier than the Panasonic camera does. So this camera is very enlightening. The new A7R, the new A7 Mark III has got probably a little better focusing system in it than this camera does, even though it's $1,200 cheaper. So that's going to be a big thing. And I'm just enjoying walking around while I'm talking to you. I can come over to the Christmas tree. I can look at some of the, if I go around this chair, I can look at some of the Christmas ornaments. And if I had a camera person here, they'd be able to zoom in for me. And where are you? There you are. See, by not having the articulating screen, I can't find the camera because there's a softbox with a 60-watt light bulb. So maybe just to let you know what is going on in here, I've got a softbox with a 60-watt LED light in here, 2700 on the Kelvin scale. There's another one over here. So if I back up, okay, see how my hair is getting brighter now? And I didn't even comb it from going outside. So if you were watching this video and you didn't watch the movie before this, you're wondering like, what is wrong with him? So I've got one with a 60-watt light bulb, softbox right here. And then I've got another one with a 60-watt light bulb, the same bulb, the same color temperature. So this way everything balances out. So why did I use a 2700 K light bulb? Because if I use the daylight bulbs, the Christmas tree does not have daylight bulbs on them. Those are like tungsten lights. And also because the lighting is a little dark in the room and the grandfather's clock area is a little dark, so I put another softbox in that area, and I just have it bouncing straight up off the wall, the ceiling, with another 60-watt light bulb. It's a Philips light bulb. I'm going to step out of the frame again because this is mostly for testing the focus system here. Okay. Somebody's coming in the door and Jingles is going to greet them. So these are the bulbs that I have. They're not really high professional end bulbs. Let's see, does it actually grab that for you? I can't tell on the LCD here on the phone. So those are the bulbs that I'm using. You notice how I'm walking in and out of the frame? I want to trick the camera. I want to see how well this camera is going to do. Is it going to focus on me? When I come back in, does it grab me? Sure enough, by golly, Mabel, it sure looks like it grabbed my face. So this is really good news. The big disappointing thing on this camera, the A7 III that they announced, the A9, is they don't have an articulating screen. And how valuable these articulating screens are. You don't have to open it. People that don't like the articulating screen, leave it closed. You actually get the opportunity to open it, flip it around, close it, and the screen is no longer open. Okay, so what you do lose, if you want to set it in your lap to take a picture, you do have to fling it out this way, and it'll have to sit like this. So you do have a little bit of a sideways thing going on. However, if you're going to do portraits and you want to do it in the portrait mode, meaning you're going to turn the camera like that, okay, it's so nice to be able to turn the screen like that, and by golly, I don't have to bend this big belly all the way down to the ground to bend down and take that picture. See, I just snuck in a pop-up there so that we're going to watch and see how it handled the autofocus. So that's what we got going on. Just playing with the A7R III. This is the very first video you're seeing. This is the first tests that I'm doing in here, or amongst them. You know I did in the middle of the night one, right? You just know I did one in the middle of the night. So, and yes, I did. And I even had a problem with the camera, but I don't think the problem was with the camera. I think the problem with somebody else around here. I don't know who that would be. As soon as I find them, boy, I'm going to give them a piece of my mind. Not too big of a piece, because I kind of need my mind. All right, that is the test, the first introduction. We didn't do an unboxing. Do you need to see me taking the camera out of the box? Do you really need to see that? I took it out. It was a successful operation. The troops are all home safely, back in their barracks. Everything went well. So you'll have to trust me on the unboxing part, because I think I might name this A7R III unboxing, even though the box is not even in the room. It's still in the office. So you know what I didn't do? I didn't give you the specs on this video, and I usually do. All right, so this is the A7R Mark III, the brand new camera. I'm using a lapel mic, so it's an external sound that you're hearing. It's got Wi-Fi. It works successfully, as you can see right here. And I've got it set to 1/60th of a second, because I'm in 30p, and f1.4 because this is a 35 millimeter no, I'm sorry, it's not. It is a 50 millimeter 1.4 lens. And I have it set to the wide because you can set this camera to what they call Super 35, which is a 1.5 crop, 1.4, 1.5 crop, or full frame. So I'm using the full frame, and you know why? Because I love the look of a diffused background. It just says portrait to me. It says movie, like I'm in the movies. I've separated myself from the background. So I told you the ISO is 800, right? So that's nothing for this camera and on the full frame. What is unusual is the camera gives you an option where the Panasonic GH5 also gives you an option, but here's the choices. The Sony doesn't give you the high megabits per second choice. So you have a choice of 100 megabytes per second, and it'll only record on that on the Super, not the Super, the UHS 2 SD cards. So if I put a regular SD card in there, like this 32 gigabyte card, it won't record at that speed. And the other choice is the 60, which is what I have it set to. So why did I choose the 60 and not the 100? Because I'm going to be banging for the the highest quality possible. First of all, the quality here is really good. You can tell me how you like this quality. Compare it to one of my past videos with the GH5. It also loads into the camera faster because it's a lighter weight file. Final Cut Pro handles it easier because it's a lightweight file. And when I have to upload it to YouTube, it goes up in 2 minutes. 2 minutes. I can make 3 videos a day. You can watch me 3 times a day. I can feel my hair bouncing around. I'm sorry I didn't comb it after the walk around out there. So I have it set for the 60 megabits per second. And I'm going to do a couple of good cut-ins. This is what the GH5 looks like. That's the GH5 camera. Now, what is it focusing on? I'm curious. Is it focusing on the GH5 camera? Yeah, because I look out of focus right now. So I'm going to crop in pretty heavy on that. And I'm going to pull out, I'm going to take the camera away. So pull the crop out, Peter. Peter, pay attention to what you're doing. And now the camera is hopefully going to pick me up again. And I'm not going to wait to get back in the office. Yep, it sure did. So we are white balance. This is a custom white balance done by me. It's not in the standard mode for the white balance. I have it set to a white balance custom using a better white balance. And you know, I'm going to have to show you how I use this tool one day, because there's a couple of ways to use them, and I use it both ways. One way is, of course, is you come here, you place the camera where you are, so it's going to be in the light that I'm at. Okay, then you're going to put this on, and you're going to take a picture, or you're going to use on this camera. It's got the button that you press, and it automatically sets the white balance for you. Proper exposure. This is key. This is why many people use a white balance tool, mine or anybody else's, and they don't get good results. You've got to expose it properly, meaning not overexposed and not underexposed. That is how the camera is going to read the color out of the lights that I just showed you from Philips. Okay, so that's the one way that you're going to do it, and I did that. All right, but then there is also a backup. And what you do is, I do it like this, and I'm showing you the tool. But while I'm showing you this tool, I'm actually doing something secretly that you're not knowing that I'm doing. I put this up here because when I'm in Premiere Pro, which I'm not using, or Final Cut Pro, which I am using, I take a reading right off of this, because this is the proper color and the proper diffusion for white balance. So I didn't mean to get into that, but I wanted you to know how I did the white balancing. So you want to take one more walk around the room and see if we can mess this camera up? Jingles is not there again. I don't know where this dog is. He keeps going places. There he is. And I wanted to come down and say hello, because I want to mess up the focus system. I want to see how good it is, because one of the things that I keep hailing about Canon is that I can have the freedom to walk around the room. I have the freedom, and you can have that freedom too. For the low, low price of $3,200, you can have that freedom. All right, I'm joking. I'm sorry for those of you that don't like jokes. You're really in the wrong YouTube channel. So this is the introduction, almost haphazardly, because I wasn't planning on doing this. I just turned it on and we're rolling. And by the way, I'm getting much better battery life because this uses the bigger battery. It's still not even giving me a battery warning. And I've already shot a couple of test videos with this. Shh. I'm letting everybody on YouTube think this is the first video, but I really did do some tests in the middle of the night because I couldn't wait to see. So that's it. Thank you for watching my very first Sony A7R Mark III video live from the Christmas room, and I did 2 walkabouts, and we went over and we visited Jingles. Yeah, I'm talking to you. You're licking your paw, huh? You're licking your paw. And this is what it looks like. So you can hurry up and go compare it to the last couple of videos I did with the GH5, and you can compare it to the videos I did with the 80D, which, by the way, in case you haven't heard, the 80D doesn't have 4K in it. You didn't know that the 80D didn't have 4K? For real? Oh, I thought I had mentioned that before. But just in case I didn't, the 80D, the Canon 80D, doesn't have 4K. However, the Sony A7R Mark III does, and the newly announced A7 Mark III does. The A6500 does. The A9 does. The GH5, the GH5S, the G9, the G85 does. But the 5D Mark IV from Canon has 4K. And so does the 1DX Mark II. And we'll get into that another day because they're very unique cameras. All right, guys, enough with the jokes. I just wanted to see myself on the A7R Mark III. I couldn't wait to get this camera here. I've been waiting and waiting and waiting and waiting. And so I'm not going to make it a short video. That's just the way it is. And you know what it doesn't show me on here? It doesn't show me. Oh, yeah, it does. It's been 15 minutes. That's not bad. All right, thanks for watching. This is the introductory, what do they call it? World premiere from the world famous The Christmas Room in Miami, Florida. Peter Gregg, Miami, Florida. Catch you later. Bye-bye. Whoosh.
You have just watched another Peter Gregg video. Something warm, human, and wonderful happens when you watch Peter Gregg. Thank you for watching. Description of all equipment used in this video, plus any notes Peter took while filming, are always placed in the description box, show more box, or down arrow thingy next to the title on mobile apps. Duly noted.